Some people hate you, not because you did anything wrong, but because of what you don't do. You don't talk too much. You don't try to impress anyone. You don't beg for attention. You just exist, quietly. And somehow, that bothers them. It doesn't make sense at first, because you stay in your lane. You mind your own business. You don't compete with anyone. Yet people still watch you. They analyze you. They judge you. They envy you. And the truth is, your silence makes them uncomfortable. Because silence is unpredictable. When you talk too much, people understand you. They know your weaknesses. They know how to control you. But when you're quiet, they don't know what you're thinking. And when people can't read you, they start creating stories about you. They assume things. They assume you think you're better than them. They assume you're hiding something. They assume you're dangerous. But the real reason is much deeper than that. Your silence exposes their noise. Your calm exposes their insecurity. Your self-control exposes their lack of control. And without realizing it, your quiet presence threatens their ego, because quiet people don't seek validation. They don't chase approval. And nothing triggers insecure people more than someone who doesn't need their approval. In this video, you'll discover the dark psychological reasons why people secretly get jealous of quiet people, and why your silence is more powerful than you think. Psychologists call this silent dominance. And once you understand it, you'll see why people react differently to you. Silent dominance is when a person holds psychological power without speaking much. They don't demand attention. They don't try to prove themselves. They simply exist with calm confidence. And this creates a strange psychological effect on others. Because most people rely on external validation to feel important. They need attention. They need reassurance. Their identity depends on how others see them. But quiet people operate differently. Their identity comes from within. They don't need constant approval, and this independence creates psychological imbalance in others. Because when someone doesn't need validation, they can't be controlled by validation. This is where jealousy begins. Your relationships, your social interactions, even how people treat you, all of it is influenced by this psychological pattern. People are comfortable around those they understand. But quiet people are hard to understand. They don't overshare. They don't reveal their weaknesses easily. They don't react emotionally to everything. And this creates mystery. Mystery creates uncertainty. And uncertainty creates discomfort. The human brain hates uncertainty because uncertainty feels like danger. When people can't predict you, their brain goes into defense mode. They start observing you more closely. They try to figure you out. They try to find flaws in you because finding flaws makes them feel safe again. But when they can't find flaws, their insecurity grows. And insecurity turns into jealousy. Not loud jealousy, silent jealousy. The kind where they smile at you, but secretly hope you fail. But here's where it gets even worse. Most quiet people don't even realize the power they have. They think their silence makes them weak, when in reality, their silence is exactly what makes them powerful. Here's the painful truth. People don't get jealous of loud people. They get jealous of people who are comfortable without attention. Because attention is currency in today's world. Most people depend on it for their self-worth. Likes, recognition, validation. But quiet people don't chase attention. And when someone doesn't chase attention, attention naturally follows them. This creates unconscious envy, because others are working hard for something you get naturally. And nothing frustrates insecure people more than effortless presence. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. Your silence forces people to face their own insecurity. And most people are not ready for that. This happens because the human brain constantly compares itself to others. It's called social comparison. Your brain is always asking one question: am I better or worse? Most people feel superior when they see weakness. But quiet people don't show weakness easily. They stay calm. They stay composed. They stay emotionally controlled. And emotional control signals strength. Even if you don't say anything, your brain does this to protect you from social threats. Because historically, social status meant survival. Higher status meant more safety, more respect, more power. And today, your brain still follows the same pattern. When people see someone who is calm and self-contained, their brain assumes that person has high status. Because they don't seek approval. They don't seek validation. They don't seek permission. Your mind thinks, this person doesn't need anyone. And independence signals power. Power creates attraction. But it also creates jealousy. Because independence is rare. Most people are emotionally dependent. They depend on others to feel important. They depend on others to feel valued. They depend on others to feel secure. But quiet people don't. They validate themselves, and this breaks the psychological hierarchy. Because people can't control someone who doesn't need approval. Control depends on emotional reaction. When someone insults you and you react, they gain power. When someone ignores you and you chase them, they gain power. When someone criticizes you and you defend yourself, emotionally, they gain power. But quiet people don't react easily, and lack of reaction removes control. This frustrates people because they lose their psychological leverage. And when people lose control, they replace control with jealousy. Jealousy is often a response to powerlessness, not hatred. Powerlessness. Here's the truth you've been avoiding. Your silence has protected you more than your words ever could. And deep down, people know it. That's why they watch you. That's why they analyze you. That's why they envy you. If you want to increase your psychological power, start with this simple rule. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. Not everyone deserves access to your emotions. Silence creates psychological space, and space creates authority. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Speak less, observe more, react less, understand more. Because the person who controls their emotions controls their reality. Silence gives you time to think. Silence gives you time to observe. Silence gives you control. And control creates confidence, not fake confidence. The kind that doesn't need attention. The kind that doesn't need approval. The kind that makes people respect you without you saying a word. So never mistake your silence for weakness. Your silence is your strength. Your silence is your power. Ah,